Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome back to our channel once again. There is a question which most Kenyans are currently asking. Allow me to ask you that question, and I expect you to answer it honestly in the comment section. Can Kalonzo Musyoka and Edwin Sifuna's presidential ticket make William Ruto WANTAM? I'm asking that question because there's a general consensus in the Republic of Kenya that William Ruto can easily be defeated by the opposition if they unite. And the ticket which most people are advocating for is that of Kalonzo and Sifuna. Can they make William Ruto WANTAM? Let me read your answers below. And as I do that, allow me to also ask you this question. Who should be the candidate between Sifuna and Kalonzo? Because for them to defeat William Ruto, they must craft a winning formation. And this is what most people are suggesting, that let Kalonzo Musyoka be the presidential candidate, Sifuna be the running mate, and then Fred Matiang'i becomes the prime cabinet secretary. That's one of the formation. But the question is, can Sifuna agree to be Kalonzo Musyoka's running mate? Or would he want himself to be the presidential candidate? Because as we speak today, Edwin Sifuna is very popular. And the truth of the matter is that there are those people who are saying that if Sifuna is not running, then they will not vote. And that's why Sifuna was cautious in this speech.
Is Sifuna going to run for president?
I have answered the question. I have said, when the call comes, you cannot run away.
They're calling.
That's what I'm saying. You cannot run away. All of us in Linda Mwananchi understand and appreciate.
Yes. They are calling.
And this is what I'm saying. This is not how to call. This is not how to call. We want you to register to vote and show me that I am a registered voter. I vote at Embakasi Garrison, and I am Sifuna. And then we look at the numbers and we see we are how many? 5 million of us, or 10 million of us, or 20 million of us. It has to be a structured process. Not just about shouting. Number two, Eric, we have started a conversation. This conversation is not an easy conversation, you know. We have the duty of a lifetime to be able to rescue our country. Don't make this thing about Sifuna, because I spoke to you in the morning when we began this show about critical mass. If it is just you alone at the top here shouting, it is very easy to be knocked off the perch. I want us to grow this movement to a level where there is like 10 viable candidates for president, you know, so that if they somehow go after one, you have 9 other people who can run for president. You people should protect us by not,
exposing.
Yes, absolutely. So protect the movement by not making it about any one person.
Right now we want President Sifuna akue kwa ballot. Na kama anakataa kuwa kwa ballot, tutamweka by force. By fire. Na tunataka Ndindi Nyoro akue deputy wake. Tumesamia Ndindi Nyoro. Tumemsamia kwa nini? Wakati tulikuwa tunaandamana alisupport nini? Alisupport hiyo bill. Financial bill alisupport. But kwa sense yake amerudi na ameona alikuwa anafanya makosa. So tumemsamea. Arudi akuwe deputy.
That we're not leaderless, we're not partyless, we're not rudderless. We have established certainly Edwin Sifuna. As you can just hear, sisi ndo Sifuna. Wewe pia ni Sifuna, mimi ni Sifuna. So everybody is just singing Sifuna. So we have established a leadership of the youths, which is led by Edwin Sifuna, the likes of Babu Owino, the likes of Ndindi Nyoro. Those are the people we are going to follow as the youth of this country.
And the other question which is being asked is, what role will Rigathi Gachagua play in this particular formation? Because there are attempts by William Ruto and the government to ensure that Rigathi Gachagua is cleared to run for the presidency. And let me ask you, Rigathi Gachagua has a solid over 5 million votes. If he's cleared to run, do you think Rigathi Gachagua, if Rigathi is cleared to run, do you think he will not be on the ballot? If Rigathi is cleared to run, Do you think he will accept just to be a kingmaker? Those are some of the challenges which these guys are facing. In fact, the biggest challenge for the opposition today is who will be the presidential candidate and who will be the running mate.
Nimekuwa kwa bunge miaka mingi, nilikuwa na anko ya Sifuna, lakini nimewatch huyu kijana, wacha nimuite hivi, kama kuna jasiri Kenya hii ni huyu kijana senata wenu. Ana ujasiri, haogopi, he is a communicator. Kwa mambo ya uongozi, ndugu zangu, if the time comes na mimi niwe katika mahali naweza kuchagua waziri wa mambo ya nje, that will be Edwin Sifuna. Na sisemi ni lini, he is most qualified because I know kwanza yeye anaelewa na sheria. Sifuna zindi huyu. Tena huyu Sifuna, let me be honest with you, I'll say this today, mheshimiwa. Whatever it is huyu jamaa atataka, Nairobi hii, Kenya hii, apatiwe because he's able. Na sijui haja niambia anataka nini, whatever it is he wants.
Ladies and gentlemen, in this video, I want us to try and understand whether the Kalonzo Sifuna ticket can actually win the presidency. Before we do that, in case you are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. Ladies and gentlemen, if the opposition will unite and then they front Sifuna as a presidential candidate and Kalonzo as the running mate, or Kalonzo as the presidential candidate with Sifuna as the running mate, and Matiang'i supports them and Rigathi supports them, they will win first round. Why? Game of numbers. Our politics is treble. Sifuna is currently being accepted in the Luhya nation. In fact, for the first time in a very long time, the Luhya nation will easily rally around Edwin Sifuna. I don't know how he managed to do it, but sometimes fate has a way of making things happen. Kalonzo comes from Ukambani. Kalonzo will consolidate the entire Ukambani. From all indications, Mount Kenya, based on what I read online, might actually vote for that ticket. Mount Kenya might not have a problem voting for Sifuna. They might also not have a problem voting for Kalonzo if Kalonzo is the presidential candidate, or even if Sifuna is the presidential candidate. If those Bloc, the three, were to vote in that manner, I can assure you, William Ruto will make history. It's going to be one term. But there's a problem. Will that really happen? Will that really happen? That's number one. Game of numbers favors them only if they unite. But the question is, will William Ruto allow that to happen? Because I'm seeing a situation where William Ruto will attempt to even sponsor other candidates. Rigathi Gachagua is going to be under a lot of pressure should the courts clear him. His allies are going to insist that he must be on the ballot because of the numbers. In fact, in a presidential contest, if Rigathi were to run as a presidential candidate, his chances of becoming number one is very high. Very high. Very high. Because as long as we have three presidential candidates, none of them will meet that 50% plus one vote. So Rigathi will definitely become number one, and then the contest will be at the runoff. And that is the game plan. These guys are going to sell for him. That's number one. Number two, and why I believe this ticket might actually win, is the rage Kenyans have towards William Ruto. I attended a funeral in the village, my uncle, and then I went and attended a funeral of a young man there separately. And I was actually shocked that in the villages there, those who were talking of pro-term were being booed. Yeah, in the villages. So there's the rage against this government. And they've not done enough to deal with that rage. This rage began during the Gen Z protest. But remember, Raila Odinga passed on, and there's a very dangerous narrative in the village based on what William Ruto said recently.
Wale watu walikuwa wananihangaisha hapa kwa barabara na masufuria walienda nyumbani. Ama mmewaona kwa barabara hapa na sufuria tena? Si walienda nyumbani? Si ndio?
Remember, this is what Gen Zs are actually planning to sustain the rage against this government. And they're planning to escalate it in June. So let us wait and see. But if, I don't know what the government can do, what William Ruto can do to reduce this rage, but the rage is actually there. Number 3 is the promises. I know for Nyanza people, maybe William Ruto has done a lot for them because probably what they are seeing, they've never seen before. But what about the other parts of the country? In the mountain, in the Luya nation, you go to other places, there is that, the promises which William Ruto made, which probably he might not really meet. Remember right now, the cost of living has actually gone up as a result of Iran and US war. So the cost of living has gone up. So William Ruto is going to deal with that. But he promised to reduce cost of living. William Ruto promised employment. If you walk in the streets, then you realize that it's a big thing. People are not employed, young people. The tax burden. So unless something is going to happen, unless William Ruto is going to fulfill some of the promises he made, the specific ones he made, if you won't do that, these guys will take advantage. They'll just play the clips of what he promised, and Kenyans will be the judge. And importantly, the momentum. It's easy for Sifuna and Kalonzo to pick the momentum and maintain it. Why? Because Sifuna is bringing something into this ticket. And this might only happen if Sifuna is the presidential candidate. For Kalonzo, if he's a presidential candidate, I think there's nothing new he can use to campaign against Ruto. But if Sifuna is the presidential candidate and Kalonzo is the running mate, then that momentum, what most people refer to as the Obama moment in Kenya. And lastly, the finance. I think William Ruto did not manage the transition so well. There are people who are doing businesses in this country during Uhuru era, during Kibaki era. They are moneyed. When William Ruto took over, William Ruto focused on businesses, especially with the people outside the country. Most of these people are now out of businesses. Of course, with William Ruto, we witnessed new entrants. Some people from the Rift Valley emerged. People with who had connections with the president emerged. So the people who have lost businesses will definitely pump money into this team. Uhuru Kenyatta has the money. He will pump money into this team. And of course, there are even those who feel that, this guy has not worked and therefore they will pump money. So I think when it comes to finance, they will also be able to compete with William Ruto. Because remember, 2027 election is going to be the most expensive presidential election in the history of the Republic of Kenya. I don't know what you think. That's my take. Until next time, this is Makwiny. Bye-bye.